right, so let's finish up our last example. So like I said, this also works for two-sample hypothesis testing. So they calculated a 90% confidence interval for the difference in the mean GPA of students who work minus the mean GPA of students who do not work. And that's what they found for the confidence interval. Remember that a value of 0 means that there was not a difference at all, because when we subtracted them, there's no difference. So if it's the same thing minus the same thing, that's 0, right? So the first thing that they're going to have us talk about is the hypotheses test. So write a set of hypotheses to test if students who don't work have higher GPAs. So we have the mu of students who work, right? So who work first. So the mean of students who work, we have to assume it's equal to the mu of students who don't work. So that's what we assume to be true. The alternative, what they were trying to show is that there is a difference. So let's see, in this case, they want to show that the difference is that they have a higher GPA if you don't work. So that means the mean GPA of students who do work is less than the mean of the students who don't work. Right? It means these students have higher GPAs. The don't workers have higher GPAs. Okay, without even doing any calculations, and this time I'm not going to prove it to you because they don't ask us to, we should just know based off the confidence interval. So within this confidence interval, if there is a if there's no difference, 0 would be a plausible value. But 0 is not inside, right? So 0 is what means you have a difference or not. Since 0 is not inside, so let's go ahead and write this out. So since 0 is not within the confidence interval, it is not a reasonable value. So if it's not within the confidence interval, it's not a reasonable value. So then you have to ask yourself, if it's not reasonable, do you get rid of do you reject the null hypothesis, or do you fail to reject the null hypothesis? Well, once again, if it's an unreasonable value, that means you reject the null. So it's not a reasonable value, so HO will be rejected. So that means if HO is rejected, we have enough evidence to say that the students who don't work will have a higher GPA than students who do work. So you do just need to keep all of that straight when you are doing these questions on your test in a couple days on Wednesday. So if it's a reasonable value, that means you pretty much are accepting you're not accepting the null hypothesis, but we just have to keep assuming it's true, right? We have no other proof to not say it's true. So if it's a reasonable value, it will be inside the confidence interval and you will fail to reject the null. If it's not within the confidence interval, it's unreasonable, which means that you do reject the null hypothesis in favor of the alternative. So confidence intervals and hypothesis testing really go hand in hand. So your last homework for this unit is going to be on page 14. So in your packets, page 14. This is going to be numbers 1 through 4, but since you have parts A, B for 1 and 4, it's actually going to be counted as 6 problems. So 6 problems. The ones I need sentences for are all of them except the A's. So all must be sentences except 1A and 4A. So that is your last homework assignment for this unit. And you're getting close to having no more homework left for statistics. We only have one more unit to go. There's only a few homework assignments in that. So hopefully all of these videos helped you guys this unit. Today you are going to be getting a copy of the review from Mrs. Wilkes. So make sure you go through that. The answer key is posted. Mrs. Wilkes also has a copy of the worked out version, so she can help you on review day tomorrow with that. So make sure you are actually practicing that because you don't have me tomorrow to go over questions. Also tomorrow you'll be getting back your quizzes so you can learn from those. So make sure you're studying. This is your first test without me, and I know you guys are going to just do wonderful. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you when we start Unit 6, Topic 1. Bye, guys.